Hey guys, it's Alex here, just making an update video. As you can see, I have no beard. It's starting to grow back. I shaved on Sunday morning, and today's Wednesday, so you can see how it's got a little shadow coming in. The reason I shaved is because I was home for Thanksgiving, which went really well. Um, but I went to see my grandma, who I haven't seen in since I started T, which was about a year and 8 months ago. And she's been wanting to see me, and I've told her about my transition, but she's much older. She doesn't really understand how these things work. Um, and I didn't want to see her with a full beard. So I shaved, and that was almost, I think, equally as, not equally scary, but very scary for her, because like she could see like how much my face has changed, and the hair does kind of hide that. And like after I shaved, I looked at myself and I was like, wow, you really do look a lot different. And it's not like you can just take off facial hair and you'll just look the same. Like, it doesn't work that way. So immediately she was like, what happened to your face? Why do you have a beard shadow? And I tried to explain to her. And then she'd asked me if I'd had like chest surgery, because my chest just appeared so flat to her, and I explained that I hadn't, and I didn't tell her that I'm planning to, but I just told her that I hadn't, and she didn't believe me. She, being an old Latina woman, she doesn't see any problem with like touching me, and like so she like was touching my chest, and like to try to. It was, I mean, because she just was so confused, and that was her way, I think, of like trying to figure out like what's going on here. I need to see for myself. Um, but anyway, it was like this backhanded compliment, because my chest, I guess, is so flat appearing under a binder that it does pass as not even existing. So that was kind of cool, I guess. But it was, I felt bad that I made her so uncomfortable. Um, but So yeah, but overall, I mean, she's kind of adjusting to it. I'm her only grandchild, so it's kind of a big deal that I see her and that we have a relationship, because it's just me. So, um, yeah, I saw the rest of my family, and I'm lucky to have a really supportive family. I grew up in Florida, but in one of the much more liberal parts of the state, and my family's just awesome. I have one uncle that's not really on board, but that's like out of tons of cousins and aunts and uncles, and and it's more his own stuff anyway. It's not like really me. It's just he's having a midlife crisis and all that stuff. So anyway, so I just got back from Florida on Monday. Oh, and the weekend before that, I was at this teach-in um, on gender variance in the School of Social Work at my university here in Chicago. But we have an affiliate campus in Wisconsin, so we went up there for that. And so it was basically like an all-day event aimed at educating social workers, social work students, and faculty about gender variance issues and how they might look in practice, like in doing therapy and case management and that kind of thing. Um, so on the panel there was five of us, and I was the only person that was a student. The rest of them were trans people from the community. One was a trans therapist with not a trans therapist, sorry, a therapist with a trans son. And it was so funny. The little guy looked like Justin Bieber, and she kept talking about him, and he was sitting in the front row, and he was like, "Mom, stop talking about me," But that was cool. It went really well. It. I was so scared. Like I've spoken in front of people for classes and stuff, but I've never been on a panel before. And there was a couple hundred people there, and people were asking us questions, and it turned into this discussion, and it was good. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I think it's a good experience. It was just I was so nervous. I'm hoping next time that I won't be quite as nervous if I have the opportunity to do this again. Let's see. Oh, I had a funny experience when I was flying back from Florida. So I flew out of Orlando, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever traveled to Orlando. It sucks balls, that airport. It just sucks. Don't ever fly through there if you have the option to fly through somewhere else, because it's just like a chaos. There's just, they move so slowly through security, and there's so many people. Um, so the only way I actually made it onto my flight on time is because I went to the family line, which was a lot shorter than the main line, and that in itself still took 40 minutes. Anyway, so I go through the thing where you go like, this, and you like walk through. And so they like, they scan my body and whatever, and then I come through, and on the way there, my binder had come up on that, but the guy just patted me down, and over the binder, it kind of just feels like pecs. So on the way down, it wasn't an issue. But the guy, like, did a thorough pat down. It was a good thing I was packing. Did a thorough pat down, and he was like, "What's under your shirt?" And I was like, "It's like a vest that I wear." And he's like, "A vest? What kind of vest?" And he was like really serious and really made me uncomfortable. I was like, It's from my doctor, from my back." And he was just like kind of looking at me, because I don't really, I look really young. I don't really probably look like the type to be wearing a brace or something for back issues. And he was just like, so then he went and got the little explosive like tape stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but they like put it on your hands. It's like a little thing, and then they go and put it in their little machine, and it detects if you've been handling explosives. Like, I look like somebody anyway. So and he comes back, and the thing is negative, and he's like, "Okay," he's like, "You can go." And it was just really awkward, because it was just like, I, let alone the fact that I've got like some strange guy for the second time like groping my chest in, a few days. But it was just like the whole thing was just, I don't know, weird. And it's like, I mean, even completely shaven, I don't ever have, I'm never read as female. So I think for something like that, they're just kind of like not able to understand at all why there would be something below my shirt that wasn't an undershirt. I don't know. But I made it back okay. So, let's see what else. I'm just finishing my semester. Things are going pretty well with that. I have one semester left, and then I will be done with grad school. I will have a master's degree. That will be sweet. So graduating in May, and yeah, that's about it. One thing that was kind of cool at the teach-in, I met this therapist there who's very active in the trans community here in Chicago, and she and her partner lead a group called Gender Work here in Chicago. Some of you guys might have heard of it if you're from around here. And they're kind of looking for somebody else to take over the group. And she had kind of asked me if I would be interested in that, being, trained to do group therapy as well as individuals, but, having clinical training as well as being trans, I guess that's kind of what they're looking for, somebody who can, kind of, I guess, offer both of those, because it's, it seems like it's usually one or the other. The person's either trans themselves and it becomes more of a peer group, or they're a therapist, clinically trained, but are not, trans themselves. So that's a possibility. I'm going to try to get in touch with her and see, what that might look like. And maybe I'll go and check out a group meeting again. I haven't been there in a long time, but I remember going when I was pre-T. And it was funny, because I remember going to this group, and they were all on T already, pretty much, except for like one or two guys. And I just felt I don't know, I felt a little uncomfortable, like, because they were talking about how to maintain your beard. And it's funny because, like, now when I grow out my beard, I have a shaggy, huge ass beard. And it was just like, back then I was kind of like, oh, this is so far off for me. And I just like felt, that my day would never come, that I would be, having a conversation like that, and it would be relevant, to me. And so now it's just kind of like, yep, things change. So, that's about it. I'll probably make another video at some point soon, tea update, but, yep. God, hoping this beard grows out quickly, because I hate being clean shaven. don't like it at all. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Feel free to ask me any questions or thoughts, whatever. Alright, take care, guys.